right, guys, my next guest is a friend who it does it all in MMA, man. One of the best coaches in the game, of course, the Red Hawk Academy. He even has his own coffee, Red Hawk Java House, Red Hawk's Java House, and of course the podcast, absolutely killing it with the Timbo Sugar Show, the Red Hot Recap, the Patreon. The man himself is in the building in 2025. Tim Welch. What does your coffee taste like, man? What would give people a little preview?
If you've never tried specialty coffee, then you've probably never tried like a good coffee. So I get my beans freshly roasted. So they're freshly roasted beans, freshly ground up. I use the A2 organic milk. And then my girlfriend, she makes the syrups and she makes them out of like a local honey with cinnamon. So the freshness and the quality of all the ingredients, it really gives you you really feel the benefits of caffeine. If you get cheap coffee, cheap syrups, cheap milk, you feel maybe anxious after you drink it, or you feel a big crash after you drink it. This coffee, a lot of people who've tried, don't even like coffee. I say, just give this a try, and they get hooked after they try it. So it's just fresh and good, and it gives you the real benefits of caffeine.
It's interesting, man, because, I used to work in a fight gym, obviously been involved in the sport for a while. A lot of guys still don't drink, coffee. A lot of people are like, nah, I don't like my coffee. I like to do my pre-workouts, and other people, use the benefits of coffee for their training and their life. When did you sort of tap into coffee, and what's your sort of message to people that haven't really experienced or played around with it, especially athletes?
I mean, athletes, it's a pretty proven scientific thing. Like, look on ChatGPT, look up the internet. How does caffeine benefit an athlete? And there's tons of studies out there. But yeah, some people don't like it, but I really like it. It's one of my favorite drugs in the world and gives me that nice boost. And I make sure I don't abuse it. I'm not really drinking any caffeine. I usually stop around 1 p.m. And the max I'll have is 2 lattes a day. Most of the time it's just one, though. And then the afternoon I'll do like a matcha green tea or something. So if you've never experienced it, like, look it up, do some research for yourself on the benefits of caffeine for athletes, and you'll be probably pretty surprised.
So we're doing lattes, we're doing matcha, we're doing the matcha, and we're doing the lattes. Those are the go-to. Full cream milk. Is that, you playing with the milk still, Tim? We moved
Not
away.
really. At my house, I do the raw milk. I enjoy the raw milk, and I know a lot of people say once you froth it, it kills the benefit and stuff. But I still enjoy the raw milk. But yeah, whole milk's my go-to. And the matcha, we get a good quality grade matcha that you really can't beat the matchas at the Java House either. And it's really not a thing that makes me a lot of money. I don't make a ton of money from my coffee shop, but it makes the vibe at the gym. It makes the community stronger, a place where people before training can come get some fuel, after training can fuel up too, and just place for everyone to hang out. So it's a good vibe there.
Dude, that's a great idea as well. And also 200,000 subs on the YouTube, huh? Congratulations, man. I saw that. I was super stoked for you, man. I know how much work you put into it. How's it feel? How's it feel to be in the 200 club?
I mean, it feels pretty cool. Just still looking at that number, I'm like, dang, that's pretty cool. People don't realize the work that goes into YouTube and growing the YouTube and being consistent year after year after year. But really, at this point, I have a good team. I have a really good team of people that really help me out with the ideas. They help me out with the editing. I have so much going on, so it takes a lot of a weight off me having my team be able to do it. I'll record the content, and they'll bust out the editing. They'll upload it. They'll do my title, and I'm just real thankful for Nick and my team.
How much do we owe this to Schmitty? What's going on with Schmitty? He's become a bit of a celebrity. Every time I check my comments, for some reason, someone's like, why didn't you ask about Schmitty? I'm like, I had to Google Schmitty. I'm like, oh, Schmitty, like Tim Schmitty. He's a celebrity.
Yeah, if you meet Schmitty, you'll absolutely love the kid. He's the barista at my gym, and he always brings good vibes to the gym. Everybody who's met Schmitty in real life absolutely loves him, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. But he really is a good person. And if you're gonna hang out with Schmitty, you're gonna have a good time for sure. And he's turning to be a really great barista. So he's my boy.
What's his best coffee that he makes?
He makes a great latte, and he makes a great matcha. He really does. It took some time to get to this point, but all the reps all the harping, all the talks from Mariah, my girl, and him, he's got it dialed in. So I love having Schmitty around, and he is a character himself. He's got a good YouTube channel, and he's grinding on his YouTube also. And if you meet him, he is a character.
Dude, I've also always loved the techniques for the drunk dads and the drunk uncles over the holiday period. You had a couple of, and they're actually always effective as well. Like, they're funny, but I'm always like, hey, you know what? This is a pretty good combo. Actually, I should actually put this in the back of my head. How many people actually message you over the holiday period and go, hey, Tim, just wanted to thank you for that. I actually had to use it. Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah, I mean, quite a few times. Most of the time, I think they're joking, but sometimes they're just like, well, my uncle's in the hospital now, so thanks for that. Yeah, but with my techniques, I like to put a little humor in there to catch people's eye, but I do like to throw some solid techniques in there also. So a mixture of actually teaching a little bit and then the humor, I think it's a good little mix.
I love it, man. What's coming up with that? Do you have any big plans for any more techniques around the corner?
It's so weird. Like I when I sit and try to plan these techniques, they don't come to me. Maybe if I take a little rip of the herb, or maybe after my coffee and I'm out there ripping some curls in the mirror or something, that one just pops into my head, and I just give my phone to my girlfriend, or I set it up on my stand and I just bust it out and upload it. I don't think about it too much.
Oh, no way. That's how it happens. I love that, man. I love that. Do you ever have a technique where you're like, I probably can't do that one? Like, and you have to cut yourself off? Have you recorded stuff? You're like, I can't release it after.
Yeah, I have like a lot of like girls techniques of grabbing the hairs or grabbing the weaves and stuff like that. I just never really put them out.
Oh, man. All right. So we're just about a week and a bit away from UFC 311, man. And yeah, we got Merab. He's going to be fighting Umar. What did you make of this whole press conference thing just a few weeks ago where Merab was trying to get in a fight with Umar backstage? He was like doing an interview. He was like trying to call him out, and a lot of the kind of similar stuff that happened between, I suppose, you and Merab and Merab and Sean a little bit, where he's trying to sort of get into it before the fight even happens. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, I don't know. So some people, I've been around a lot of guys, a lot of different fight weeks. Some people, they want to get pissed about something. Maybe they fight better, maybe they train better. They want to get pissed about something, but the stuff he gets pissed about, it's like, I don't know if he's a slow guy. I mean, you kind of know he's a slow guy. Everyone who knows him knows he's not like the sharpest dude. But he must just want something to get fired up about. Like he's pissed off at Umar. He's saying, "I'll fight me right now. Like, you disrespected me. We're in the UFC and you want to fight me? I have the title and you want to fight me?" Like, and it looks like he's about to start crying on the press conference. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's got some screws loose. So I mean, it's kind of normal seeing that. But man, you can't take it away from the guy. The guy is an animal. He is a beast of an animal. His cardio is legit, and he comes forward. He's so spazzy. He has this like weird rhythm to him. When he came out and fought Shug, he came out and he was shooting double legs. He was running away. He did a completely different game plan than he's ever done in his life out of any of his fights. So you can't take away from how good he actually is. And fighting Umar now, who's a big 35er. Obviously, his last name's Nurmagomedov, so you know he's a grappling machine. I think Khabib and those guys are going to have an excellent game plan against Merab, though. All those positions where Merab likes to get into and he likes to take 2 minutes off the clock, take 2.5, 3 minutes off the clock, I think they're going to negate those real quick. And Umar's going to be a lot more dangerous when they're in the open. But also, Umar has that broken arm. If I was Merab's team or whatever, I would be going out there trying to kick that arm as hard as I fucking could and break that thing early on. So who knows what's going to happen? If Umar arm is seriously that hurt and he hasn't been sparring and he hasn't been able to live wrestle and live grapple against Merab, and Merab forces him into some scrambles, and Merab's forcing Umar to carry his weight, then who knows? It could be a long night. But I think if I had to bet money on it right now, I would probably bet that Umar is going to beat him by decision.
What do you make of like Umar being like, you know what, I got this broken arm, fuck it, like it's still pretty good. I just needed the weeks to kind of heal it. I could still train. I still want this fight. Like, do you applaud that mentality? And also, like, as a coach yourself, I mean, I suppose his team would have to be like, do you have to tell fighters sometimes, hey man, you just can't do this? Like, do you sometimes have to stop guys? when they're hurt, but they just believe that they should be fighting? Because I think that's a pretty common thing sometimes with some guys.
Yeah, but it's hard. At the end of the day, these guys are grown men. They're going to make their decision on their own. You can give them your input, but at the end of the day, if they decide, hey, no, I'm doing this, then you got to get on board. So him doing it, I mean, he's got a lot of smart guys around him. He's got a lot of very, very good fighters around him. So I think they're pretty smart. If he wasn't able to train, if he wasn't able to go live, they're not stupid enough to be like, well, you're maybe 40% and your cardio is not that great right now, but let's go fight for the title. They know they're going to get the title shot eventually. So I don't think he's going to be that hurt. I think he's going to be probably more healthy and more ready than people think. And yeah, it's like I said, for these title shots, it's like for some people, you'll get one title shot your whole career, the rest of your life. For Umar, with his last name, I feel like even if he lost this Merab fight, he wins 2 more, he's back in the title picture. So I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're like, you're going to get one shot at this title, Umar, and you're never going to get one again, so you have to take it, even if you're injured. I think he's not that injured, and they're really confident with this match.
When Khabib spoke to Red Corner MMA, he said, I think when Merab was beginning his career, he was acting good. When he became champion, he cannot deal with this. I wonder, do you think the pressures of being champion are getting to Merab? I know, like you and Sean, you guys are an example of handling the championship pretty impressively. But do you think the pressure is getting to Merab? And is that a real pressure that fighters have to deal with when they do become champion?
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, unless I'm sure Merab's coaches have helped him with it, but it seems like every single mention on Twitter, on X, on Instagram, every single message, Merab opens up and he takes and he'll message back and it'll go into his brain. It'll go into his conscience, and of those people talking shit, those people saying you're scared, those people saying you're ugly, and he'll read all of it and he'll react to it. It'll get his emotions fired up. Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure his coaches have talked to him, and it seems like the fight was on pretty short notice, though. I mean, the fight got announced 6 weeks out. How hard was he training for that? It's hard to say. But yeah, Merab, I don't know. He's such a ugly little feller, but he's a beast. He's a beast, and he's a problem. And so is Umar. Right now, the 135 division, those top 3, top 4, top 5 guys, it's like, it's so fucking stacked, and to win in this top 5 is just going to be such a challenge with these guys because they're all fucking animals.
You see him swinging back and forth with the fan on the way back out of the octagon, and then he did this whole video that was like a plant from like Khabib's team. It's crazy stuff, right? Like stuff that you did. It's insane stuff.
Yeah. I mean, even when he was in the cage, when I said something, I said, hey, Merab, you got to be patient. He starts like bucking himself around and looking and starts running away. Like, holy shit. I didn't know it affected him that much.
Dude, how is Sean's recovery going, by the way? How have you guys been going? Are you back into training 100% yet? How's he feeling?
He's feeling good. I mean, he's feeling good. He's on the right track. We got a lot of good people around us right now who's helping him recover, and we're just trying to do it the right way. I mean, it's hard when you're at this level too. You just want to train balls to the walls every single session, and you just want to train hard and burn yourself out. And sometimes that's not the right thing to do. So just trying to slow him down and just do the right thing so we don't rush this recovery and come back and have to be dealing with the injury during training camp the whole time. We're trying to get him back to 100%, which he hasn't been at for a good while.
I saw he's given up the socials. He's making some changes. What did he talk to you before he did that? Like, what led to that? Because Sean's always been a guy that's obviously taken advantage of that side of things. He's probably one of the more innovative guys with yourself when it comes to the MMA game. And that was it just getting a little too much? We all know it gets a little bit crazy on the socials.
Yeah, I mean, he's worked so hard for years on these socials, and if you'd be surprised, like the amount of money he makes on them is crazy. But it's like right now, to like I was talking about, to win in this top 5, it's like you got to be just focused on your training and being creative, being creative on Instagram and being creative on Snapchat and being creative on YouTube, and then worrying about all your deliverables, when they need to be posted. They need to be goofy. They need to do this. Your mind's thinking about all this stuff. It takes more energy than you think. And he's a smart kid too. So he's just like, that loss to Merab, it's almost like it needed to happen. It needed to happen to just open up this new level of focus for him. Because if he would have knocked out Merab in the first round, then who knows? We would have been doing the same thing. There's just so much social media. Every single person wants you on their podcast. Every single person wants you to come to their party. Celebs, athletes, they're messaging you, wanting to hang out, and you're taking all this in your brain. So for him to just put it down, put Snapchat down, put Instagram down, put the YouTube down, put it all down, I mean, he needs to do that, and it's gonna be able to take him to the next level.
Are you starting to see the benefits already? Like, it's probably been a little bit of time now. Are they starting to be evident whenever you guys are around and training and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of jealous too, because he doesn't even have it. He doesn't even have it. I'm like, I still have my phone. I'm still like, I haven't made near the money that kid's made. So I'm still grinding on it, So I'm like, God, it probably does feel good to just be fucking completely off of it. Yeah, but it's easier to enjoy the little things and just enjoy the moment more, instead of having that phone constantly dinging at you and just constantly looking at it, just stimulated, quick stimulation. You can enjoy it. We live now we have combined a 7.5 acre farm. So enjoy the trees, enjoy the animals. He can enjoy his baby and be a lot more present without those socials.
I guess a lot of people are wondering what will be next for him for the big return. What are you thinking? Like, if it was up to you and you could make the decision, would you prefer to see him fight a new challenge in Umar if he beats Merab? Would you like to see Merab beat Umar so you guys could avenge that loss? Or is there someone else in the division? Because people are talking about wanting to see maybe a Sandhagen fight, maybe wanting to see an Aldo fight, So a lot of options. A Jan even is being floated around. For you, what if you could pick, what would it be?
It would be the winner of Umar versus Merab for sure. It's just like Merab. The scariest thing about him is, okay, you're going to get a little tired. He's going to knee your thigh, but you got to be tactical. You got to try to win these rounds against him and be tactical. Umar, he could either grapple you, he can pound your head off on top of you. He's got a submission threat, and he's really sharp. He's fast with his kicks. He stands both southpaw, he stands orthodox. He's very confident on his feet. So both guys pose big problems, but Suge's the type of athlete that can step up and under the lights and take these guys out when he's on. So either of those guys, I'd like to see him fight the winner of Umar Merab for sure.
Are you guys going to be there? Cageside? Do you want to be there? Do you want to watch it live?
Yeah, if neither of these guys pull out, then we'll be there Cageside.
You think someone might pull out?
It's hard to say. I mean, it's hard to say. I think these Russians, I think they're learning more, but I think they train so hard. They grind themselves down so hard, and so they get injured. Partly why they make them so fucking dangerous and so strong, but they do get injured a lot. I don't think anyone will pull out. I think they'll be there. So hopefully.
Do you think that like, I was there for the McGregor Khabib fight, and obviously this rivalry isn't anywhere as close, but Umar's team, they don't like disrespect, and they don't like it when people talk crap. Like, do you think there is a chance that Merab says something wrong, does something wrong during fight week, and then after the fight, Khabib or one of the boys from the team address it with them once it's all said and done? Because they like to wait till later on. They don't do it before the fight. Do you think there's a chance things might get a little loose over there after the fight's done?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. I don't think so. I don't think so. Usually the UFC security teams, they know when these guys are going to cross paths, and they know when to have guys on deck ready to go. But again, you never know. I don't think Merab would do anything crazy, but you never know. If Merab loses, gets beat up, and you never know. He's just a little ticking time bomb, that guy.
All right, guys, it's time for a new year and a new you, thanks to our friends at MANSCAPED. Have you sorted all the best products to get you looking good downstairs and all over your body in 2025? Performance Package 5.0 Ultra by MANSCAPED is your secret weapon for stepping into 2025 sharp, clean, and confident. Don't be the guy that rolls into January looking like you just emerged from hibernation. Let the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0 handle your overgrowth so you can focus on leveling up. Start 2025 with precision, because the only thing that should be growing this year is your success and not your scruff. Join the 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Use the code word submission now. Keep this show going. Get 20% off and free shipping today. Once Package 5.0 Ultra is the all-in-one grooming kit. Of course, I mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is the best tool you could have. It also comes with the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer, full aftercare, which helps you treat yourself right with the crop soother, and the crop preserver keeps you fresh and comfortable and confident, so you're always ready to move forward. And you get some free gift. Kick off the year with a bonus that elevates your routine. The Boxers 2.0, which I love to wear. They're one of the most comfortable boxers you can wear. And the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag, which I take with me everywhere I go. Manscaped has a 30-day money-back guarantee as well, so you can try it risk-free right now. Use the code word submission. Go right now, 20% off and free shipping. And I just want to talk to you guys about SAILY as well. SAILY is an unbelievable app that's going to change the game forever when it comes to travel, and you want to be covered with your phone. Forget lining up at airports and having to get a new SIM, taking your SIM out, keeping it in a little baggie, making sure you don't lose it. Forget all of that. SAILY has you sorted. All you got to do is download the app, choose the amount that you want to spend, what country you want to go to, and boom, like that, you are sorted. I just went to New Zealand. I was absolutely covered. I didn't want to spend the $10 or $20 or $30 a day that I was going to have to spend because of my provider. I put in an amount. It had me covered the entire time, and I even still have data left over because it was so smooth and easy. One of the things I love about SAILY as well that you may not realize is it actually comes with an ad blocker. So if you're watching videos or doing stuff on the internet, why waste your data on ads? The ad blocker has you sorted, and it comes with web protection as well. You know, malware on your device is the last thing you need on your travels, and SAILY gets you sorted and protected too. So why not jump on right now, use the code word submission, get 15% off. All you gotta do is download the app, choose your destination, where you wanna go, the amount of money you wanna spend, activate it on your phone without having to take out your SIM card, without having to line up at airports, without having to re-sign different documents. SAILY has you sorted, whether you need a little bit of data or a lot of data, whatever your plan is, SAILY has you covered wherever you go in the world. Go on right now, check out the app. It's the most seamless and easiest process when it comes to travel eSIMs that you can experience. Use the code word submission, 15% off. Jump on right now. What are you waiting for? Grab your SAILY today. If you're traveling tomorrow, next month, get it sorted today. Use the code word submission while it's still active. It's 15% off. SAILY.com/submission gets you sorted. Try it today, whether it's a lot of data, small amount of data. SAILY has you sorted. Easy, seamless, highly recommended. Now back to the program. All right, I got a couple of fan questions here before I let you go. This is a good one here. I want to kick it off with this one. Knockout of the Day asks, what is your advice for young, hungry fighters who want to become a world champion like Sugar? I guess these days the game's a little bit different, man, right? There's a couple of different things that you can do. One of the things we've noticed is like sometimes guys will get into the UFC too quick. Other times guys aren't ready. What is your advice for young and up and coming fighters?
I mean, it's a lot of luck. I mean, there's so many good fighters that I've seen, world-class fighters that I've seen that have just never even, I mean, they've never made it to the big show, or maybe they do make it to the big show and they get two tough fights, two like tougher matchups, and they lose those two fights, get cut from the UFC, and then they call it a career. So it's a lot of luck. But again, at the end of the day, in the UFC especially, you just have to have your skills well-rounded 100%. And don't be afraid to be yourself. It's hard to be vulnerable and be yourself online. If you're a character and you just like, no, I'm just going to be humble and I'm going to not really talk a lot. I'm not going to really have any call outs and not really going to talk any shit. I'm just going to be nice. It's like, well, fuck, it's the show business. So if you're boring like that, unless you're a super crazy knockout artist or you're a crazy ground and pound machine or crazy submission machine and you're subbing all these guys or you're knocking out all these guys, you're probably not going to get the fights you want, because those guys that are knockout machines or submissions machines, plus they have kind of a mouth on them and they like to build up these fights. So those are the guys that are the UFC's like, okay, hey, let's give this guy another good fight. Let's give him another good fight. So don't be afraid to be yourself. Just be yourself and And the most important part is your skills have to be well-rounded. Always find someone in an area. Find someone that can beat you up in striking. And if you're the best at your gym striking, maybe you got to wander out a little bit. Find someone that can beat you up. Find someone that can take you down in wrestling and wrist ride you and beat your ass. Find someone in jiu-jitsu that can tap you out and that can sweep you, and just constantly try to look for people that are better than you and just to improve your skills.
Great advice, man. Another question here. Would Sean be down to rematch Jan Singh the first fight, be so close?
It's a very good chance that's going to happen. If Shug knocks out Umar or smokes Merab in their rematch and he beats them, that Jan's probably next. And a 5-round fight, Peter Yan versus Sugar too, that's a really big fight. So that's definitely in the back of both our minds that that's a possibility.
Speaking of big things, what about this sicko in the comment section? Timmy boy, I hope all is well. How big is your hog? Come on, guys. We're trying to run a respectable show here. But while we're on the topic, Tim, I mean, no.
I mean, it's pretty average. I mean, nothing special.
How about this one? Looking at the current top 10 of featherweight, it's about as good as the top 10 gets in the UFC. Sugar is a killer on the feet. He'll still have speed and reach on most, if not all. But when Sean eventually goes up to 145, how do you plan on handling the strength and power of those 145ers? What do you think, man?
Probably, I mean, it would take a good little amount of time off, to put on a real 5 pounds of muscle, 5 pounds of muscle that can you have cardio in, and that you're strong and you're explosive, not just put on 5 pounds of muscle in 10, 12 weeks and then try to go into a training camp and fight with that. Take some time to just learn to carry that new weight, maybe walk around at 165 pounds if you can. So just take some time off, build up, and we have a bunch of 145 pound killers that we can train with. So he's used to the size. So that's probably what the plan would be.
Do you think that happens anytime soon, or if you go back into your division, win the belt again, is that it in the division? You want to look at new goals, or because you mentioned all of the killers, are there lots of challenges for Sean to keep entertained and sort of stick around in the division, in your opinion?
It's so hard to say. Every single fight, I feel like you just never know when could be the last fight. You never know what's going to fucking happen in these fights. You never know what kind of injuries are going to happen in training camp, in the fight. You never know. So it's fun to just sit there and think about what could happen in a year or two. But realistically, just like right now, just focusing on trying to get healthy, focus on this next fight, and then think about what's next. But you never know. I mean, with a guy like Sean, fuck, the sky's the limit. It could be anything. It could be 145 big fights. It could be boxing matches. It could be, who knows, whatever's going to be the biggest fight. That's what we're probably looking for.
I wonder who's even going to be the champion of 145 by the time you guys move up. Cause I don't know if you saw what Tapura's coach told me, he's done it featherweight. So it's going to be interesting to see who's even there.
Point. So that opens up the division big time. And Volkanovski, he's getting up there a little bit. So who knows how many fights he has left. So, and there's so many studs, and in 1 year and 2 years, guys can just burst onto the scene and just be these animals that could compete for a title. So you never really know.
Last question here. Current go-to recipe for his ice cream. Can you share this with us?
Yes. There's this new ice cream for bears, they call it, and it's some grass-fed milk, and it's sweetened with just honey. There's no other sweeteners but honey in it, and that's pretty good. That's from Sprouts. It's called ice cream for bears. But most of the time, I usually do just some raw milk. I blend it up with some protein, freeze it, and then you have the Ninja Creamy, and then you can blend it up, and you can pick whatever toppings you want. You could put some. I like to chop up a little bit of dates, small dates in there, and get them mixed up in there. But then you can mix in whatever you want. You can mix in fruits. You can mix in all sorts of things. But then it's a healthier blizzard that's just not fucking your gut up, and it's some good protein.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. All right, man. Well, as we let you go, the Patreon is pumping, YouTube's pumping. It's all happening. The Java House is cooking. What's coming up in January you want people to keep an eye open for? Obviously, all the links below in the description. If anyone needs to subscribe, it's all there. But what's coming up?
Yeah, thank you. Nothing really. I got a handful of guys that have fights coming up, so we're just trying to stay in the room and just all trying to just improve. We'll be at Umar Merab Cageside to see what happens in that fight, and that's it. Just stick to the grind, stick to the consistent good habits, and see what comes from it.
You're going to be making calls Cageside to Merab. Are you allowed to do that? I mean, you're a fan, right? At that point, you can yell whatever you want.
I at this point, I don't even know, because even on Jake Shields' pod, he said he was talking shit to Conor McGregor the whole fight while Nate Diaz fought Conor McGregor, and no one said anything to him. And he says he's done that for so many fights and no one said anything to him. And it's not even like, a lot of the times I'm not even screaming random shit. I'm just saying, Merab, be patient. And then they fucking freak out. So I don't even know. I'm not going to be saying shit.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll see. All right, Tim, thank you so much, brother.
Welcome, brother. Thanks for having me.